Today I'm working on a 2004 Pontiac Sunbird. It's a 2.2. I'm going to be doing an emissions waiver because we're in March of 2013 and I have January's. Instead of just the normal repair on this one, where it's March of 2013, you can see the stickers are expired on this car. And to get an emission test, the check engine light has to be off, and all the readiness monitors, or at least every one of them but one. Or if the light's on, you can do a repair and issue a waiver as long as you have the repair technician license, which I do. So my goal today is to get a sticker on this car, and the state limit is $150, the minimum amount you have to spend to satisfy the state, and they'll issue you a sticker with qualifying repairs. I'm gonna go to the trouble code information. You see I have a loss of communication code, EVAP system leak code, and a generator control circuit code. Like I said, I'm doing a waiver on this car, so I'm going to see which one's actually turning the light on, which causes the fail here in PA. And the one causing the light is the 455. The emissions machine we use is the ESP. So what you do is go to Emissions Inspection, enter some numbers I won't show you. Oops. Go to initial test and then scan the registration card. And then wait. This will probably take about 30 seconds and then I can proceed. After it dials out, get my information, gives you some TSBs if you care to look at them. Then it asks me to confirm what I'm working on, what county I'm in, what engine, all that stuff's pretty much what it should be, and then I enter the mileage. After some data I won't show you, gotta check for the fuel cap. Yes it is, yes it's accessible, yes it can be removed, yes it fits a standard adapter, was it replaced? No. You can see Dave! See the emissions machine has its own gas cap tester. Part of the test. So the gas cap passed, so most likely that's not the cause of my EVAP leak, so we'll go from there. Here's where you need to make sure you enter this stuff right when they send in auditors to try to bust you. They'll come in with check engine lights that don't work, so you have to turn the key on, make sure that the malfunction indicator light or check engine light or whatever they have does light up for a bulb check. And then does it stay on or does it go off? And mine stays on. So you do that. And then now I gotta hook up the machine to the OBD connector. Start the car, hit continue, and let it communicate. That's it. Here's where I put how much it costs, and if it would have passed, I would have been putting the sticker number in next, but of course it didn't because the light was on. So when this is done, we'll confirm that the 455 is the one that made it fail. Okay, here's the printout. Overall test result failed, and the diagnostic trouble code is the PO455, so that's the one I'm going to chase. Unfortunately, this car is expired, and the state puts a cap of $150 towards the cause of failure, and you can issue a waiver. So hopefully we find something, we can be in that range. You like to fix them and see them fixed. We'll try to do that too, but ultimately this car just needs a sticker today so they can take it. The first thing I do to check a leak is shut the vent solenoid off or pinch the hose that goes to it so I can actually put a little bit of pressure in the system and see where it is. So this car gives me the option of controlling that, and as I do this, I'm noticing no evident clicks. So I'm pretty sure the vent solenoid is not working. So if I go under here, here's the canister. There is the vent solenoid. See, I have a test light with little LEDs that I can plug in. I don't really need to do any fancy equipment. I'm just looking for powers and grounds at this point. So let's hook that up and see where we're at. Okay, as you can see in here with the key on, I have power on one of the wires. And if I move it over to the other wire, if I can get up in there, you can see I have power going all the way through the vent solenoid. If it was open electrically, it would set a different code. It would set a circuit fault for the vent solenoid. So I know electrically it's sound. So let's go to the control side. So if I grab the scanner and I control it, you can see the power went away because the computer is grounding it. Turn it back on, or off, I'm sorry. So as I press the button, off, you can see the computer is controlling it, and the solenoid is not clicking, which means the valve isn't working, so that's most likely my large leak. The other thing you can do if you do not have a scan tool to operate that, you can unplug it and see which one is the power. Like I said, I had power on both sides, so you ground the wrong one, you're popping a fuse. So unplug it. With it unplugged, you can test to see which one is power. That one's the hot one. This one's not. So you could, in theory, put a pin through the back side of the white wire and touch ground with it and see if you hear it click. If you do it to the other one, of course, you'll pop a fuse. You don't want to do that. As you can see, this one just snaps into the body of the car. Here's the new one. So you can unsnap that one, drop it, find the holes that this one goes in, snap it back into place, put the hose on and the clamp, plug it back in, and then we'll watch it work. After the new part is installed, if I energize it, turn it on and off, now you can hear that it's actually working. So from an emission standpoint, I'm done, because with today's labor, especially a good diagnostic shop, you're in the $80 to $100 an hour range. So with a hour diagnostics, which is usually standard, and a couple tenths to a half an hour for repair, you're at the 150 minimum mark for PA requirement for a waiver sticker. So I can actually run the test again and it'll fail again, and then enter all my data and then ask for a waiver and I'll get it. Now back over at the emissions machine, it's just like running the same test. As I enter numbers I don't want you to see. Instead of the initial, you get after repairs, and you do the exact same thing, and at the end it'll prompt you to put in data for the parts and labor that will qualify towards the waiver. After the second test, this screen shows up asking about repair work, and since we did it, we do have the data, but if someone does it themselves or has parts receipts, we can still proceed with some of this, just their labor won't count. We just enter the date, yes, they were done at this station, and I enter some numbers I don't want you to see. After entering that data, it's asking me for the parts price first, which was $40 for the part, and with a 1.3 on the labor, showing $110.50, which will put me at $150.50, right above the minimum, or the minimum you need to spend. And then I need to put in what part I fixed, and it was the fuel evaporative system. I serviced that. Continue. No additional repairs. No charge for the retest. And we'll come back for the waiver screen. After running the two tests, go back to the main screen, go to the waiver sticker, issue waiver. Once again, numbers you can't see. Scan the card. Enter your odometer reading. Confirm a little bit of information. It's not a truck or an SUV. Since we recorded it during our second test, there's no additional information, and yes, this is a waiver request. After it dialed to the state computer, got my waiver authorization, enter the sticker number, and I'm done. After I enter the sticker number, I put the expiration date, continue, record it. Now I'm done. There's the sticker with the waiver insert. The car can now leave. After completing the test and the waiver. See, I go to readiness monitors, you can see that the ones that are supported are complete. If I go to the trouble codes, I have the 455, pending code 455. If I clear the codes, let it go out, codes are gone. But if I go back to readiness, now everything, the catalyst, the EVAP, oxygen sensor, O2 heater, these are now incomplete, and the car would need to be driven sometimes a couple hundred miles depending on the vehicle and if there's a problem or not elsewhere in the system to get these monitors to be complete. All the way up to 2000, you can have 2 of them not complete and it'll still pass emissions. This is a 2004, so it would be, from 2001 and up, only 1 could be incomplete. That could still take a lot of time. So in order to expedite it, we have to go the waiver route because of the expired sticker and the customer's need for the car. So that's why we did it.